Anthony Smith's retirement fight is insane. Alright, let's talk about Anthony Smith. Look, I know the dude gets a lot of heat online. He's got some weird takes sometimes, like genuinely head-scratching ones. But whether you like him or not, you've got to respect the career he's had. The man has been fighting at a high level for years, and he's taken on some of the biggest names in the sport. I remember when he knocked out Rashad Evans back in 2018. That was the fight that really put him on the map. I mean, yeah, Rashad was at the tail end of his career, but knocking out a former champion like that. That's when people started looking at Smith as a real problem at 205. And then he put together a solid run, stopped Shogun Rua, submitted Volkan Oezdemir, and next thing you know, he's fighting John Jones for the light heavyweight title. Now obviously that fight didn't go his way. He had a couple of moments, but it was clear that John was just on another level. But even in a one-sided fight like that, Smith had his moments of toughness. Dude could have taken the DQ win when Jones threw that illegal knee, but he refused. He wanted to win the right way. That tells you what kind of fighter he is. But after that title shot, it's been a real up and down career. He had some solid wins, like that submission over Gustafsson, but he also took some brutal losses. Glover Teixeira absolutely mauled him. His teeth were literally falling out in that fight. Rakic dominated him, and Kalaev beat him up. Then he ran into Johnny Walker and got outclassed. And let's be real, when you're losing to contenders back to back, at some point, it starts feeling like your time at the top is coming to an end. His last win was against Vitor Petrino, who's an unranked guy, so when we talk about this retirement fight, you'd think the UFC would give him a fellow veteran. Maybe a fun, winnable fight to send him off in a competitive way. Nope. They said, here's Zhang Mingyang, enjoy your retirement. And if you don't know who Zhang Mingyang is, let me break it down for you. This guy is a Chinese smashing machine. I don't care that he's unranked. That label means nothing when you have a guy like this in front of you. Zhang doesn't just win fights, he ends careers in the first round. 18 wins, 18 finishes, all in the very first round. That is an absolutely insane stat. He doesn't win decisions. He doesn't drag guys into deep waters. He doesn't outpoint people. He walks into the cage and he knocks motherfuckers dead. And he does it fast. This dude carries freakish power in both hands. He doesn't need to land clean. If he touches you, you're in serious trouble. And for Anthony Smith, who's taken a ton of damage over the years, this is a nightmare fight. At this stage in his career, his durability isn't what it used to be. He's slowing down. He's taken a lot of damage in his losses. And now the UFC is feeding him to a young, hungry, 26-year-old killer who's being sent in there to make a statement. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but this is terrible matchmaking. Smith is a respected veteran. He's been in this sport forever. Why send him out like this? Why not give him another veteran? Someone else who's on their way out. Instead, the UFC is straight up sacrificing him to a dude who's built to take people's heads off. But hey, what the fuck do I know? I'm just some pillock on the internet talking about fights. And speaking of fights, the UFC has been on fire with their announcements lately. Ilia Topuria vacating his belt and moving up to 155. That's a massive move. I don't know if he'll be as dominant up there, but it's exciting as hell. Volk versus Lopes. I mean, what a fight. Volk is still one of the best in the world, but after those two brutal losses, you have to wonder, how much does he have left? Other absolute bangers getting announced left and right. The UFC is lining up a crazy year. But back to Anthony Smith. What would you guys think? Is he getting screwed over by the UFC? Or is this just a fight game? Drop a comment below, let me know your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff.